I mean, now that we're doing this on a Thursday, we're exactly 2 weeks from open beta. It honestly feels like it's been 2 months. I don't know about you guys. I
Mm.
can't believe it's only been two weeks at this point. But what are your first impressions so far? How are you handling these first 2 weeks? Like, is this what you expected or a little different? Scoriox, why don't we start with you?
Look, I've been really, really enjoying it. I think I've been buying way more off the Illuvidex than I thought I would, because grinding for some of this stuff is quite difficult, time consuming, and it's for some reason it's also quite a bit cheaper on the Illuvidex for a lot of this stuff as well, especially things like the ingots and things like that. Like you can do like 3 runs, or you can buy all the ingots yourself for a similar price. So there's a lot of those elements that I really didn't expect. The only other thing is I've been trying to build my Ascendant team. So I bought most of the Illuvials off the Illuvidex because, you can like grind for a Monarch or buy it for like $20 probably. I don't know. Monarch I haven't bought yet, but I bought like a Jotun and things like that. So you can buy a lot of the stuff off the Illuvidex. But what's been fascinating is the other day they changed a bunch of the rarities. And so the floor price shot up for tier 4s and tier 5s. And so it's going to be really hard for me to get my phosphorus now. Thankfully, I've already been catching a lot of flares to get my seer, but phosphorus is the last thing I'm trying to get for Ascendant. But that is my biggest disappointment in the first 2 weeks is we don't really have any hype around Ascendant leaderboards, any of that sort of stuff. Which is really sad to me because I've been getting really into Ascendant lately, and it's hard to find a match against someone that's of a similar skill level because there's just no one in there yet. And there's probably an element of people not having the Alluvials yet, but I think it's more of an element of there's no reason for people to want to play it, and that's been a little bit sad for me.
Yeah, I've been noticing that too. Like, and I can tell with myself, I just don't have the team like ready to go for Ascendant right now. But one of the things that I've been doing off the Illuvidex is I've actually been like just browsing around, not even for the hollows, just for the ones with really good stats. Like the other day, I was live and I was working the Illuvidex a little bit, and I found an Axodon that had like maxed out stats for what was it? Resistance, health, and Omega, or something like that. And I was just like, that's the perfect stat for Axodon. So I picked it up for like $10. And when Ascendant gets into full gear and people are really looking for those, like I'm gonna be glad I picked that up then because those might be the things that are exploding on the market. But Jimbo, how have you been playing it so far?
So, like, first thoughts, I don't really have any. It's the exact same game that I've been playing. So, yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying myself. It's a great time. Like Skoriak said, though, I'm surprised at how much I've been buying stuff off the market because like some of these more grindier things that you have to do are just like kind of boring, like getting your jetpack and mag boost. Dude, they're like $2. You know what I mean? So I might as well
Less
just
than
buy
that
it off
now.
the
Less
market.
than that.
There's not even a point in me like going into tier 0 to do that.
Yeah.
So I mean, Loki, I don't know if that's good for the game, but I like it. I think one of the main issues I have, and we'll get into this later, is overworld costs. But that's not really an issue. It's more an issue with how people view the game and how it's supposed to be played. And again, we'll get into that a little bit later. But other than that, really enjoying Gauntlet. I'm sucks to see how few people are playing it because I actually think it's not a good game, but it's got the potential to be a great game. I guess it is a good game, actually. I'll give it to him. It's a fun game. I really enjoy playing it, but there's like no one playing. Like it
Yeah,
sucks.
I think
Like I have to get
everyone's
into the
still in the
Discord to
overworld.
play.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the overworld hype is still here. It's been only 2 weeks. Let's wait a little bit for people to build up the teams, get what they want, and then maybe they're going to be hopping into Gauntlet
Well,
and Ascended more.
Yeah, that's fair.
Gauntlet's prowess was being in less, in having better replayability than things like a 1v1, like Ascendant and things like that. However, the issue with Gauntlet right now is the balancing is really whack because of the way it's structured and things like that. Everyone wants a Gorilla, everyone wants a Rhoda, everyone wants a Chuko and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So like the top 4 participants in every single Gauntlet game have the exact same team. But that's less of a balancing issue and more of a fundamental way the game is set up. For example, it's really hard to get stage 3 alluvials for tier 1. So it's that sort of thing that just means that the game is played the same every single time. And that's why it gets old really fast. And it's kind of hard to want to play
I actually disagree.
over and over. And there's no rank ladder too, which just defeats the purpose of the entire game. So, yeah.
I actually disagree. I think yes, you're going for the same thing every single time. It's the same team comp, but the way that you play out the game is different every time. Like you don't play the game the same way every single time, or you shouldn't at least. You should be adapting to like, oh, I can't get a stage 3 of this certain alluvial, so I'm gonna have to pivot into this until I can get to my late game team. So I think I personally still enjoy Gauntlet more, but I see where you're coming from. Once all of those issues get ironed out, though, I think this game's going to be a.
Well,
Don't quote me, but I like its odds.
there's no stakes in the game. Like, would you, if League of
Sure.
Legends didn't have a rank ladder, would you play it ever?
Exactly. No.
No, you would never play it. So that's pretty much the main issue. I'm still very surprised they released it without a ranked ladder. I don't care how buggy it is, just reset the ladder at some point. But
Yep. I
it
agree.
is what it is.
Yeah, and I'd expect that to come pretty soon. I don't think they're going to wait too much on that.